Hey, it's Evan. This is GoshDarnBlog.com. What we're going to talk about today is women. But this idea, I've been doing a lot of online gaming, and it ain't easy. And I'd be a jerk to say that it was easy, because it ain't. Just like yesterday, I was like reading a message, and it was like, "You can't get with me? What makes you think you can get with a girl like me?" So instead of like talking to her, I just like blocked her, because personally, I don't want to date someone who talks that way. So this idea that someone's better than me, I'm not even gonna say what I'm thinking, but it's just like you're gonna run into that when you do this. When you can make a decision to there is a philosophy out there that I always think about where like you can argue with a girl and then like 10 minutes after arguing they'll start liking you. And that's a fun game to play for some people. Personally, I don't play that game because I know how many women I could talk to. Like I could talk to dozens and dozens and dozens. I don't have to talk to one. So a lot of times I accept when something doesn't work out, and that goes against what you believe. Like everybody who talks on the internet should have some sort of like reputation where it's like, I get girls easily, like that's not me. So you can go watch those guys who lie to you. But a lot of people, they live in very expensive parts of the world, like cities, and they'll tell you it's easy because of the way they've set things up. And not everybody can do that immediately. It takes some time to set up your life in a certain way. So that's awesome. So, I just saw like this, give you an idea of this idea of like lifestyle. I just saw this guy who was promoting his dating service better than I was, but it was still not so good. And I saw him from the beginning, and I'm not really promoting a dating service right now, so I'm not even in his, I'm not even close to where he is, so I'm just talking, so I don't know why I would think I'm some special guy talking about dating. I'm not. I'm just a guy talking about it. But he was doing his whole business thing, and he was actually coaching people, and he just got like a website together for a webinar recently, and I thought, good for him. I don't even know how to do that. I think about that all the time. I should do a webinar or this thing. I don't even know how to do it. A lot of people don't, because I see the forums, so a lot of people don't. They want to hire somebody to do it for them. If I had money, sure, I'd do that, but I don't have any money, so. I don't have any money, I don't have a honey. You didn't know this video is gonna be like me not having what I'm promoting. You didn't know that. You thought I'd be like, I got it, and I could show you how to do it. But yeah, I would recommend if you get some bad attitude from some girl you don't know at all that you're talking to on social media, I would recommend you don't talk to her anymore, because if she has a bad attitude when she meets you, she's gonna have bad attitude down the line. You know how many horror stories there are of people who are in relationships and they went out with the wrong woman? You know how many horror stories there are of somebody who married the wrong woman? It's over the top. You can find those all over the place. Like, why do you want to be a statistic? You don't. When you get, when you find a girl in your dreams, you want to have a dream come true. You don't want to have a hell on earth. So, and there's something that people talk about which is really funny to me, but it's true. I had a dream about it last night. It's like they believe like college was so interesting because like there's so many people around. Then you get out of college and it's like a wasteland. It's just like Mad Max atmosphere. Like, how are you going to get the abundance you had in college? But there's people who haven't even been to college, so they wouldn't even know what you're talking about. So it's bullshit. Like, college is bullshit. I had a dream last night where I could have gotten depressed because it was like all these like women I've met throughout my life came up where I didn't, it didn't work out. And it was a really fucked up dream, and I was like, that's just a dream, fuck that. There's no reason to like look into like these things in our psyche too much. There's people who've already done that, and you can go watch those YouTube videos about Carl Jung and all those people. Let them do it. You just do what you need to do to get a girl. You just introduce yourself to random strangers that are pretty. That's what you should do. You shouldn't be thinking about your dreams that you have at night. Today I was really upset because of I've had a lot of personal problems, and I just can't figure out what's next. So I just you have to tell yourself it's not important because you're going. You know, I'm going through a lot, so I have to tell myself it's not important. You know, maybe next week, you know, things will be different, right? But this whole idea of talking to girls is accessible, like every day. What's wrong? I'm like breathing funny. I'm like, I wish I wasn't doing that. This video sucks. This video I'm making sucks. Anyway, what's wrong with me? What if I die on this video? That would suck. It'd be just another. Well, it is hot in here. I'm not gonna lie. I turned the air conditioner off so I can make this video. It's hot as fuck in here. I don't know why. It's like 6 in the morning. I don't know why it's so hot. It's very strange. You know, it's just crazy. But yeah, I get depressed about all this too, so don't worry. Like, you're not alone. That's basically my message, is you're not alone. You know, I title these headlines differently, but you're not alone in feeling like you're alone. Like, you know, the girl you could talk to feels the same way. And if they say they don't, they're lying to you, and you don't want to be around them. So, I mean, it literally just happened to me yesterday. Just ridiculous conversation, the way it was going, and it's just like, I guess I could argue with her until she likes me. You know, I was like, no. I got better things to do. But if you watch, you know, as many gurus as I watch about dating, they always say you got to lead the way. And if they don't want to follow, why the fuck would you want to hang out with them? So most of the time, if something doesn't go right, I say, well, you did something wrong, and that's okay. Everybody makes mistakes. You could have done this better or that better to make it feel more comfortable, and you didn't, because it was a complete stranger anyway. It wasn't like somebody I've been dating for years. So that's what you gotta think about. Like, these people are strangers, and you're getting all upset because they're so beautiful and they broke your heart. Like, these people are complete strangers. Let's get this straight. You're gonna go talk to a girl on the street or online. They're complete strangers. You don't know them, they don't know you. It's already set up to fail. So good for you for trying in those conditions. You know, talk about a battle, talk about a war. Who's gonna win that war? You are, and I will. But it'll take some a lot of ammo, which means talking to a lot of girls. That's what that means. But there's many, and I know you don't think that, and that's why you're watching videos like this. You're like, I don't have anything. It's like, yeah, I know. I feel the same way every day. But it doesn't matter. You build. Just like I'm making a video and not knowing what I'm talking about. You just build, you know. These people pretend they know what they're talking about. It's a strategy to make money. So they pretend they know what they're talking about. And we fall for it and we pay for it. And sometimes they don't. And sometimes it ends up not getting a result and you're thousands of bucks in the hole. That's why Yelp reviews exist, you know, and Reddit, so you can find out which businesses are on the up and up and which ones aren't. But yeah, I've wasted my money before. So that's why I watch free YouTube videos people make. Owen Cook's the best. I watch him. He covers everything. I don't think there's another person that covers things for men like he does. He's like a saint. But yeah, just remember that things can go badly when you're talking to some girl you want to have sex with. Like, and do you want to be around that person if they're going to create drama? No. You do not. I forgot what I was talking about. But that's the message. Don't be around some dumb bitch. That's the message. Maybe someone would argue against that and say, you should be around dumb bitches. I'm not gonna say that. No thanks. No thank you. But a lot of women will say, are you a creep, or are you like some fucking weirdo? It just happens, man. And like, I can remember, you know, several of those experiences where I thought someone was really beautiful and they told me I was a weirdo. And there's no point in me pursuing that, no matter how beautiful she is, because she's got a bad attitude. She don't know how to make friends. You know, here's the thing. I don't know how many times I watched like mystery talk. You probably have too if you're watching a video on this subject randomly. But like mystery be talking, and he'd be like, so I'm in this like rooftop bar, And I meet some woman and I go, hey man, let's go make some friends, meaning let's go talk to people. Let's go not only talk to women, but men, mostly women, but men. You know, that's what Mystery is about. He talks to women. So he takes the girl he just met and says, let's go make some friends. It's a great idea. And if your woman has bad attitude, she ain't gonna do that. She'd rather have a bad attitude and judge you than having fun. And that's all you gotta realize when you have a bad situation. I'm out, you know. Like Owen Cook has great stories about how like the fire trucks are coming and the police are coming and he's out. He just drops them all like a hot potato. He's like, I don't need these fucking women around. Look at the cops dealing with them, and he just jets. He makes himself scarce. And I think that's a good idea. I think that's a really good idea. Because, like, I don't know how many times I met a woman who just does that, and horrible things happen to some women. So, like I'm not going to say, you know, it's just like across the board 100%. But, like, bad things can happen if you have a bad attitude. Really bad things can happen to you. Some people say you attract it because you have a bad attitude. But if you have a bad attitude and you're showing it to so many people, like, what's going to happen? Nothing good's going to happen if you're showing it out into the world. Look how shitty I am. Like, it's not, nothing doesn't happen. So when you meet those women, you got to make yourself scarce. You can't date those women. In all likelihood, you want good things to happen. You're like, I want this awesome thing to happen. Maybe I want to get married. Maybe I don't. Maybe I just want like 5 girlfriends, like that commercial, most interesting man in the world, drinking Dos Equis. Maybe I want to be that guy. I don't know. And that's a good thing. I can relate to that. In fact, I want that too. But maybe getting married would be more fun. I don't know. If I found the right woman, I might get married and have kids. I don't give a shit. But how do you know you met the right woman? Is it in your gut? It could be in your gut. Intuition could tell you. And a lot of, even, you know, a therapist I've had it say, listen to your gut. So when the next time you meet a bitchy woman, just drop her. Unless you really think that's going to excite you. Like, oh, I just love makeup sex. We get mad at each other and I like makeup sex. Like, come on, man. That's outdated. That's like those fucking sitcoms, man. Like, you know, it's just these sitcoms. You watch the sitcoms, like Friends and Cheers and all these fucking dumb, I'm sure there's a bunch of dumb sitcoms on right now where you can just watch the drama happen. You're like, oh, that's how life is. And it's not like that. My life's so boring. I think most men can relate to how boring life is, and women can too. But they just don't talk about it because they want to pretend their life's a sitcom, you know? Like I've seen, like I've watched, you know, people around me, and women can have lots of boyfriends. They don't just have one over the years. They have like, if 7 years pass, they could have like 7 or more. Like every year they just get a new boyfriend. And I can't understand that because I'm not dating that way. I'm not like a superstar dater. I don't understand what a woman does. Even though I would be around one, I don't have to understand what a woman does. That's the cool thing. But I don't understand that. And but that's them. And you can say, oh, she's a whore or whatever, but that's not appropriate because their life is, they're trying to do the same thing you are, trying to have a good life. And maybe they had 7 boyfriends in 7 years. But I'm no different. I mean, I talk to women all the time, so why would I think I'm different than someone who does that? I'm not. I'm talking to whores all the time. Excuse my French. But I am, so just don't think like anything bad. Like, cause like, you're gonna meet bad people anyway, and you're gonna have to say, hey man, I'm a different cup of tea. I'll see you later. I'm gonna go do something else by myself. Like, you know, like there's a farmer's market today. I should just go by myself. Can't find anybody to go with. I tried this week, but nah. There's nobody cool to go to the farmer's market with. I'll give you another one that happened to me this week. So I met some women, and one of them was really nice to me when she met me. You know, like she had the appropriate way of acting when you meet a stranger. Like, she was nice, introduced herself, repeated my name so she remembered it, and it was just a nice thing. And someone I'll see again, but it's just, you know, around, you know, because it's around here. But Wasn't like I'd never see her again. But she gets points for that. She gets so many points for like acting correctly. You know how many points she gets? It doesn't matter what she looks like after she's, you know, if someone's nice to me, like oftentimes it doesn't matter what she looks like. You know? And that's how stupid we all are. We want to act like we're in a sitcom instead of being nice to each other. Isn't that stupid? That's so stupid, you know? That's how stupid people are. They don't even know what they're doing, you know, when they do that. But if you act nice to people, it comes back, you know, it, like it inevitably comes back. Like we want an atmosphere where everything's good. Like we're not like some desperate person. You know, like I'm not desperate, you're not desperate. But people pretend that's what's going on. We're all desperate. And we need instant gratification. It's always like that. There ain't nothing happening right now. Not a thing happening. Where I'm at right now. Not a fucking thing happening. So why on earth would I be like stressing about anything? Some girl, like who cares? But that's what we all do. We're like, oh, I'm not happy. Neither is the woman that you're chasing. She's not happy either. She's lonely. She don't know why she say the dumb shit she says. She does not know why she pushes the right guy away. She does not know why. And, you know, different degrees, you know. If the woman wasn't acting too stupid, you know, I'd be like, hey, baby, you need to chill out. You need to be my one and only right now. Or something, you say something stupid and it'll work. But most of them, you know, they can't understand it because who knows what happened. They could have had something really horrible happen to them like an hour ago and then they start talking to you. Or last night was horrible and they're talking to you and they just think all guys are jerks. And that happens a lot. Like, I don't know how many times I've observed like people acting out in a bar. Like, this is what typically happens at a bar because bars are crazy. They're not bad because you can socialize real quickly and meet people. They're not a bad place, but in a sense they are bad. They're toxic, right? Because of alcohol and stupidness on a Friday, Saturday night where we're not thinking about tomorrow. And, so, but typically the guy will like hit on a girl and doesn't know what happened before. Because she could got hit on before by a creep. And then another guy shows up, you know. I've observed stuff like that. Like, that guy doesn't know what just happened to her. And she'll like be like, fuck you, and she'll walk out. And the guy just sits there drinking a beer like, what the fuck? But that was because she was already going through some pain. And this guy's bothering her while she's feeling pain. That's happened to me before, of course. I've been one time I was at a bar, a really great bar. This bar doesn't even exist anymore, but it was a great club. Fantastic club. And I was outside. There were two women sitting there. So I'm like, hey, what's happening? Or whatever dumb shit I said. And the girl's like, oh, can you leave us alone? Because we're having a serious conversation. She's like about to cry. And I'm like, and my friends showed up with them, right? So of course I said something to them because I was through association and my friend showing up with them. And I was like, man, you're hanging out with some dumb fucking bitches who don't want to have fun on a Friday or Saturday night over there fucking talking serious. It's like, man, those people suck. You know, I told them that. But that's what we do. We're so desperate for women, we hang out with the wrong ones. Oh, hey, let me introduce you to these girls. They're having a bad time on a Friday or Saturday night at a club. No thanks. Not looking to have a bad time on a Friday or Saturday night, but thank you. Happens a lot. It happens more often than we want. The other funny thing that happened once, it was really funny. Some girls want to compete with you because they don't know any better. But I set up this thing where I met this girl's friends. I think I was by myself. I was by myself, and I drove my car and parked, and it was in Denver, and it was some place that had an arcade, and I literally was owning the place for the most part. I was like, hey, meet this girl I just met. And I was talking to the girl I was supposed to be on a date on, you know, because it was a very social place. She had brought her friends first off, like her roommates, and that's okay, but it's not perfect because, like, the roommate's going to judge you, right? The roommates are judging you behind your back, like, why are you dating this guy? Why are you doing this? Why'd you show up to meet this guy? This guy's weird. So then I would just like walk away and play an arcade game or something. So she didn't know where it was for a while. Because I'm looking at this place like it's a big party. I'm not looking at it like a date, right? Whose fault is that? I probably didn't suggest the place. Maybe I did, I don't remember. But so at one point she's like, where were you? And I was like, I was playing an arcade game. So I guess she didn't believe me. So then like it's the end of the night and like she's talking to some guy, right? And I'm standing there and she's talking to some guy and you know, I wasn't feeling it. I was like, what the fuck? So, but that guy didn't ask her out. So I don't know what his, you know, so a lot of guys, you know, like a girl would just start talking to you and the guy will get some feeling and they'll be like, fuck this. Cause she was probably trying to create drama in front of me. And, that didn't work out, of course. I have lots of experiences that don't work out. But I was just like, you know, whatever, dude. Like, you don't understand, like, why are you trying to compete with me on this level where, like, I can make friends too, watch me make friends and show you. Like, fuck you, bitch, you know? So, I'm a guy, I'm supposed to be talking to women, right? So I was doing everything right, technically, so I didn't even know it, but I was doing everything right that night. That was years ago. But she got married, had kids, you know, so it wasn't with me, thank God. Because that would have been awful. Some girls like, hey, where were you? Oh, I'm gonna go talk to this guy, show you. Like, why would you marry her? You wouldn't marry her. You'd be like, you're fucking gonna cheat on me, bitch, you know? You don't believe me when I said I was playing an arcade game by myself. You don't even believe me. Because you're drunk, you know. That was a funny story. But you know, like, even when you do go out, you're gonna have a bad time. It's so bad. Like, it's just, you know, like, this idea you can learn everything and just, you know, like a soldier, just calculate it and just be like, strategy. Like, even in war, things don't go right, so you can't, you know, you're like, I don't know how I'm gonna win this battle. Excuse me. Then you burp and you pray to God that everything works out. But you know, that happens a lot. Women will just get married to some guy and they're worried about, I don't know, being alone or some shit. And then us guys sit here and go, what the fuck? Why did she marry that guy? And then you have dreams about her at night. And then some guys make the mistake of like talking to that girl when they're married, like she's gonna get divorced and go out with you or something. Like, she's not. I just heard yesterday, that Kevin Costner got his teeth busted out when he like cheated with some woman, and I think it was a famous baseball player knocked his teeth out, so he's fake teeth. Kevin Costner. Is that real? Is that real gossip? Do we need to Google that? But that's what happens when you cheat with a woman who's married. So Kevin Costner's pretty dumb. I mean, he can have any woman he wants, and he does that and gets his teeth knocked out. That's pretty dumb. He can just walk out the door of wherever he's at, whatever hotel he's at. Just walk out the door and he's got a woman, and that's what they do? They cheat with someone's wife? So at least, you know, you and I are smarter than that. We'll just sit on the stoop and wait for a woman to come by. I could do that today. There's girls walking their dog right now. It's 6 in the morning and there's girls out there walking their dog right now, bro. So you think, you know, oh, there's nobody for me. And you can sit on a stoop and talk to women and walk their dog. Like, get over it, dude. Like, for real. That's what I tell myself. That's why I make these videos. Tell myself this shit. And I get to tell you, some random stranger who actually browses and watches this video. So subscribe to it, man, and get more of it. I have like comic book out. You can buy my comic book, JillTheTreasureHuntress.com. You can buy my book on Amazon. You can go to goshdarnblog.com. I got many websites. Please check them out. Please buy stuff through the affiliate links or whatever the hell I'm promoting. Please. Please date me. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, have a nice day. Peace.